Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and to Monday Meal Times. Today we are joined by Oliur. Oliur, can you introduce yourself to the
Hello everyone. I don't know what we're going to talk about today, but it's going to be an interesting conversation to have because I think we're just going to be talking about anything and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk to you a lot about tech stuff.
Okay.
I feel like this is tech and like design and interior design.
So you've chosen the right person.
Yes, you're the man. So check out Oliur's channel, link in the video description.
You definitely should.
And we are eating. Oh, Angus, can you grab some ketchup from the fridge, please? Thank you.
You should definitely leave that in.
Yeah.
Now I've wasted mine.
Yeah, that energy of director of operations coming through. Ugh. And sadly, this episode is not sponsored by Deliveroo, but hopefully one day. If anyone,
Amazing.
or Heinz, if anyone knows someone working in Deliveroo, let us know.
Deliveroo, please get in touch with him
Please get in touch.
because you just benefit a lot from this. Just do it.
All right, let's start by talking about apps. What are some apps that you use that I might not be familiar with that I should use in my life?
Do you use Figma?
Oh, I love Figma.
Figma is great.
Figma is great. What is Figma?
Design app that I use. But the thing is, a lot of people I think use Figma for, like they think Figma can only be used for like UI design
Yeah.
or designing websites and stuff. But you can use Figma for anything. Like it is literally just a vector program for doing anything. I've seen people come up with full-on like art stuff, like illustrations of like Batman in Figma. Like it's just impressive what you can do with it.
Cool. What about TickTick? Why do you use TickTick as your to-do list of choice?
TickTick. So the reason why I use TickTick is because this is literally one of the main reasons why. It's because it sits in my taskbar on my Mac.
Okay.
So I can just click on the taskbar, it'll drop down, show me all my tasks and stuff, and I can tick off or add stuff if I need to.
Okay. Cool. I mean, I feel like most to-do list things. How long have you been using TickTick for?
Not that long, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not a very to-do list person.
Okay. How do you keep track of like what you need to get done on a given day?
I think it really is sort of like a free fall. I don't have a rigid structure. I just wake up in the morning and I think to myself, what do I need to prioritize today?
Yeah.
And I put it on my list. And I try and get it done in the day. Like
Put it on your list on TickTick.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, like it just sort of goes from there. I don't. Some days it can like spill over to the next day, but other than that.
To what extent? To what extent do you time block your time? Like blocking shit out in your calendar?
Sometimes. For example, if I need to do a YouTube video, I might block out like an afternoon
Okay.
or an evening or even a morning and just get a YouTube video done. But most of the time, I like to keep it quite free because especially doing creative work like I do, you can't put a time limit on it. The creativity can just come and go depending on how you feel.
Yeah, fair play. Any other apps that you recommend that people should check out, / that I should check out?
Other apps that I use, I don't actually use as many apps as you might think.
You're a minimalist.
It's so funny, I keep getting called out online. I can understand why, I always like to go for minimalist style, but I'm not a minimalist at all. I just like to keep things simple, I guess.
Fair play. What about like other tech that you can't live without / tech that you find useful / tech that you would say is either life-changing or like so valuable that you wouldn't want to give it up?
This is going to sound very generic, but my M1 MacBook, ever since Apple introduced the M1 MacBook, I just think, oh my God, this is one of the best machines like ever for work. For anyone, not just for me, like for anyone. I recommend it to anyone who's looking for a laptop because you just can't get any better. And of course I run literally my whole business from it, so.
Anything else that you have on your desk that you think is kind of
Pro Display XDR.
Pro Display XDR, yeah. Recent purchase for both of us. How have you been finding it?
I love mine. It's not even the HDR capabilities, it's a 6K resolution for me. That's what is just brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it because when I'm typing stuff on Notion or Google Docs, it looks a bit more smooth. But I'm really not taking advantage of it any of its capabilities.
I think, but having the 6K resolution, you have a lot more space surely on the display, do you not?
Yeah, but previously I had a 49-inch ultra-wide, which
okay.
actually gave me more space, just a little bit more pixelated.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So,
yeah, everything's much sharper on our Pro Display XDR.
What's in your backpack at all times? Let's say you're leaving the house, you're taking a day trip to London, potentially staying the night. What are you bringing with you?
My Sony A7C, which is my camera of choice right now. Really small compact camera that's full frame and takes some amazing quality images, like really good. And then probably my AirPods. Like I feel like it's always just useful to have AirPods. But my backpack, other than that, is usually quite slim. Like I don't carry an iPad or a laptop with me.
You want to take a laptop with you?
No, not unless I know I'm going to be doing some work. Even on holiday, I won't take my laptop with me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you do on holiday then if not work?
You never guess what I do.
What?
You never guess. I do a thing called relaxing.
Nah. How can you relax without a laptop?
Yeah, I think to myself, if I'm going on holiday,
What does that even look like?
I don't want to be working because I can do a lot of the stuff I need to for my phone,
Okay.
but I don't want to have to carry around a laptop with me, and like just adds more weight. Like dropped a bit of chicken, but I just prefer. Nice, it hasn't dropped down. It's fine.
Okay.
But I just prefer being as light as possible.
Bloody hell. Have you ever struggled with this whole like struggling to relax? I feel I don't really relax. But I enjoy work, so it's just like fun. And so in my mind I'm feeling like, well, why wouldn't I have more fun by doing more work?
No, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I definitely used to. But I think in the last 2 years I've gotten much better at it.
Okay. What have you done to get better at it?
I sort of set myself a schedule in a way where I think to myself, after 5 o'clock, I don't want to be doing any work unless I absolutely have to.
Okay.
So 5 o'clock, past 5 o'clock, every day I'm just like, I'm not going to do any work. Same with the weekends. Weekends are for friends and family. That's all I want to do. I want to see friends and family. I want to watch movies. I want to watch TV shows and play games. That's all I want to do.
Damn.
I'm like the opposite of you.
Yeah, because if I have like an empty week, I mean, I agree on the friends and family front. Like that's cool. But it's like, if I have a few hours free, I feel like I get more joy out of just being in WeWork and working on the business than I do out of watching a TV show. But maybe that's like the kind of toxic productivity side of me talking. But maybe I don't actually feel, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one because, like you've just said, you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy watching a TV show, enjoy watching a movie, that's completely okay.
I mean, yeah, I do enjoy watching TV shows and movies as well if they're good. I think when it comes to TV shows and movies, I feel like they're more like group activities than solo activities.
So you would prefer to watch a movie or a TV show with someone?
Yeah, I mean, I actually quite like going to the cinema on my own once in a while. But for me, generally, yeah, watching a TV show is a group activity.
Okay.
And I wouldn't really choose to do it solo. Like I would rather read a book solo than watch a TV show solo for the most part, unless it's just like really, really good.
I think your followers are going to find this weird, but I don't really read that much.
Okay.
Not in terms of I don't read at all, but I don't really read books.
Okay.
I'm more the type of person that likes to read, so this is going to sound so nerdy, but I'd rather see like documentation or like articles about something rather than read a book. It's just my way of learning. That is just how I learn. That's how I prefer to learn. And I also like learning by doing. So if I'm learning, for example, to make something, like I don't know, learning how to code, I would rather just actually make something than just learn like what this, that, and the other does in like some random document.
No, sure. I agree. I agree on the learning something front. Do you ever read fiction? Have you tried? Very much.
I have, but I would rather watch a TV show or a movie if I'm going to be reading fiction.
Interesting. So I really enjoy reading fiction, in particular fantasy.
Okay.
And also romance, and also paranormal romance, which sort of bridges the two.
Okay.
And I often, in the past, I used to feel that like playing PlayStation was sort of a waste of time.
Yeah.
But then I got into playing The Witcher and Horizon Zero Dawn. And I kind of was like, oh, these sort of immersive single player campaigns, it's basically like reading fiction, just more of a multimedia sensory experience. where there's a challenge component to it. And I can spend 3 hours trying to clear a bandit camp on like very hot difficulty and feel like accomplished at the end of it, but also feel a little bit like dead inside at the end of it. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, because there's a game that sounds like you haven't played, called The Last of Us.
Oh yeah, I've started playing it. I'm only like 20% of the way through.
The first one.
First one.
Honestly, one of the best games I've ever played ever.
Okay.
Because the story in that game is so immersive, and it's just nothing like you've ever played before.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I can't recommend it enough. It is like you just said.
Yeah.
It is like being in a book. It's a very similar sort of thing.
Yeah, like being in a movie or something.
A lot more immersive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a few months ago. It's been months since I played on the PlayStation, but a few months ago, I would play like Demon's Souls or Horizon most evenings, and just have that time from like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for gaming. And occasionally I'd listen to an audiobook at 2x speed while doing so. Like a fiction audiobook, and so like, you know, double the value. And that was quite nice. And I'd like to get to a point in my life where I feel like I actually could just I feel totally comfortable with spending an hour or two each day just playing video games, because that would be quite fun. But then I also sometimes think that, well, why would I spend an hour playing a video game when I could spend an hour practicing guitar, which would also be fun, but would actually level me up in real life rather than level me up in the video game. Do you ever think about that at all?
So, I think with the way the world is going right now, and with how a lot of us are doing a lot more stuff online, I think our digital personas are a lot more important than they used to be.
Okay, sure.
So, for example, playing a game and being good at a game, I feel like it's going to sound nuts, but I think it's almost as important as learning how to play the guitar.
Really? You think anyone? But
it sounds crazy.
Okay, yeah, that does sound crazy.
It sounds crazy, but I think to myself how many friends I've made through playing games, through playing. Like there's one friend that I play with Apex. I play Apex Legends with.
Yeah.
Never even met the guy.
Yeah.
I put on Instagram, hey, I'm looking for a teammate on Apex Legends. Me and him have been friends ever since, and we play nearly every day.
Oh,
but
nice.
I've never even met him. But I know so much about him, like as if he's like my best friend.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool.
And I feel like you can have those experiences with games, but at the same time, because you're getting better at the game and you're playing better, you end up also playing with other people who are good.
Yeah.
So like, it's like for example, you're saying obviously you're leveling up with your life skill by playing guitar. The benefits of guitar, for example, is playing music for friends or whatever, right? Games, you can play in a group when you play games. And if you're good at a game, you're most likely also going to play with other people who are good.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a form of socializing, and you're working together to come to an objective, to complete something.
Yeah, that's so true.
Because Apex Legends, the whole point of that game is to be the last team alive. And you have to work together and work as a team, because it's not a single player game. You can't win a game on your own.
Yeah.
Unless you're absolutely amazing and you're god at the game.
Yeah.
But it's all about playing as a team.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good point. Like, I think there's a few times in life where I've had the feeling that feeling of like, do you play any badminton?
Yeah, I have in the past. Yes.
Okay. So like, I used to play for my college team back in the day, and there was this one guy on our team who was absolutely sick. Like, he kind of played for the university, and every time I'd play doubles with him, I would feel like, oh my god, this is like the pinnacle of life, because it's like you're working together with someone who is really good, and you feel as if you can kind of read each other's thoughts, and it's like, you know, that coordination, and it's just so glorious. And similarly, when I was in the medical school pantomime, was sort of putting on this production with people who were like amazing at singing, amazing at acting, amazing at music. Just felt really good, because it's like you're working together with people who are really good at their thing. And I don't think outside of like occasionally dabbling in World of Warcraft or raiding, I haven't really had that much of that experience with games, because apart from WoW, I haven't given any game that much time to actually get good at it.
I think that is like you just said, I think that is a similar feeling I get when I play Apex Legends.
Okay.
When I play with someone who's really good,
Yeah.
I feel like I want to learn from them.
Yeah.
I want to see what they're doing, what can I do different, what can I do better. And obviously my goal is to always become better at this game. So like, even like, for example, watching videos online of other experts, other pros playing this game. Like I find that
really fun,
interesting,
yeah.
because I think to myself, damn man, I didn't know how to do that. Now I do know how to do it. And now I can hopefully, you know, have an edge over someone else because they don't know how to do that.
I'm reading a book at the moment called it's called Actionable Gamification, and it's a book written by this dude who has been researching the concept of gamification for like 15 years. And the story he tells at the start was how he was like super addicted to Diablo 2 back in the day.
Okay.
And was spending like sort of hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours, at this game. And then over the course of a few years, all of his friends kind of started to lose interest in the game and started to move on to other games. And on the day that he stopped playing the game, he felt this sense of like, oh my god, like I've been spending so much time on this game and now it is all worth literally nothing now that I stopped playing the game. And the example he uses is that he thought to himself, would it not have been better to, I don't know, learn to play a musical instrument or learn a language to level up in real life rather than spending, I don't know, 60 days in the last 2 years leveling up in the video game?
Sure.
And then in the whole book, he kind of talks about this. This leads him down this whole research around what are the strategies that video games designers use to make games really, really fun. And crucially, how can we then apply those same strategies to our lives to make our lives more and more fun, to do the things that we want to do. Do not worry. 2 years from now, if you stop playing Apex, you will have, quote, wasted X number of months of your life.
Good question. Because I've already done that.
Okay.
When I was 15, 16,
Yeah.
I was playing Call of Duty 4,
Right.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Big game at the time. Everyone used to play it. It was probably the game that started this whole first-person shooter like phenomenon, you could say. I spent over 100 days playing that game. 100 days of my life playing that game.
Right.
And then 2-3 years later,
Yeah.
the next game came out, no one played it anymore. And none of my friends play it anymore. But I think back to myself and I think, when I played that game, I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I literally, I wouldn't have been doing anything else. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to do anything else. All I wanted to do was play this game because my friends were playing. I wanted to be with them. I wanted to be the best at this game. I wanted to, you know, like just have fun. This was my way of fun and not focusing on anything, not focusing on school, not focusing like anything else that's going on, just focusing on the game. So I can completely understand, like, there's no tangible end benefit, you could say. For example, like,
It's not quite productive.
yeah, like, you know, for example, playing an instrument, you had that for life.
Yeah.
But with the game, you know, once it's gone, it's gone. But I think at the time, if I enjoy doing it, that's the most important thing.
I sometimes think back to, so when I was younger, I clocked in 180 days of playtime on World of Warcraft between age 13 and age like 17. And I think back and I think, you know, what are the various skills I could have acquired during those 180 days? But then I think, you know what? I actually had a really great time. And was some of the happiest, my happiest memories from childhood are like kind of taking down bosses in a raid or like, you know, playing 2v2 with someone who's like really good and like, you know, two of my closest friends now, Chris and Omar, we weren't really friends in school outside of until sixth form when we started playing WoW together, and now we're like really good friends. And all this stuff happened because of WoW, and I don't regret the 180 days that I spent playing it. And so, yeah, part of me is thinking that if I am having fun, then it's actually totally okay, and just being more okay with not every minute of the day having to be devoted to something that creates economic output in the world.
I think as long as it doesn't affect other parts of your life negatively. Say, for example, because obviously anything can become an addiction. I think gaming can definitely become an addiction. As long as like you're still fit and healthy, you're still like surviving, you still can afford all the bills or whatever. You know, it's fine to spend some time where there's no actual tangible end goal, end benefit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's just another way to enjoy your life and not have to worry about, oh, you know, am I going to get something out of this? Because you are getting something out of it. At the
And that
time.
you're enjoying yourself.
In that time you're playing.
Yeah, another way that I sometimes think about this when I'm in that mode of, oh, this is unproductive, is thinking that, you know, all of this stuff that I've been doing since the age of 17 when I discovered the 4-hour work week, this whole like journey to financial independence, like partly the whole point is to have the freedom to be able to do what I want. And I find that like, it's very easy for me anyway to keep on changing the goalposts. Like, oh, the business did X million in revenue this year. Oh, but we could be 5X million in revenue next year. Like who cares? It's not actually gonna like. And so, Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, they say, don't they, that apparently 70, 80,000 pounds around there. Just like a big, like diminishing returns, you could say, on how much money you have after that.
Absolutely.
Because that is not enough to be comfortable. And I agree. I actually do agree. I think it's the same with, for example, any luxury items.
Yeah.
A Rolls Royce is 300, 400,000 pounds.
Yeah.
But a Mercedes S-Class, whatever, it's like 100,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Are you getting 3 times the car? Probably not. But like a car that's like 10,000 pounds compared to like 50,000 pounds, there's a big difference there.
Yeah.
A much more of a bigger difference than 100,000 to 300,000.
Yeah, that's true. I had a productivity coach for a few months, and he was very big on setting a hard stop for work, because he was like if you're the sort of person who's driven by productivity, then you need a rule in your life whereby you are literally not allowed to open your computer after like 7 p.m. and you have to do something else.
Yeah.
Or you have to do something that does not look like work to other people, crucially. Because for people like us, it's very easy to think of everything we do as being fun.
Yeah.
But his rule is like, after 7 p.m., I'm not allowed to do anything at all that looks like work to other people. And I feel like I need some sort of rule like that in life that I stick to kind of 80% of the time.
So when he taught you that, he never forced it on you. He never told you to do that, or he did?
He sort of did. He said, this would be something worth incorporating. And if your life/business is at the point where you literally can't switch off after 6, 7 p.m., you're really doing something wrong. And you need to take a step back and figure out why it is that you can't switch off after 6, 7 p.m. Like, why are you being inefficient? Have you not got the right team around you? Have you not hired enough people? Like, what's going on there? Because you shouldn't need to be working beyond 5, 6 p.m.
It makes sense because you're building this whole team around you. If you can't get the things you need to get done between 9 to 5, then something's not working.
Something's not working.
Yeah.
That's very true. I feel like I've been inspired to set a hard stop on my time and play more video games.
Play Apex Legends with me.
Yep.
I'll teach you a thing or two.
So I had an Alienware gaming desktop that I gave away to a friend the other day because I never used it. I'm just like, let him borrow it indefinitely.
Oh, no.
I feel like, let me start with being a filthy casual with the PS5, and then I can go to PC Master Race at some point.
Well, I don't use a keyboard and mouse. I use a controller on PC.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah.
Aren't you like... Wouldn't you be better with using a keyboard and mouse?
That's what people say, but because I've gotten so good with controller, there would probably be like a year of me having to learn keyboard and mouse to get back to that same sort of level.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know how honestly, I don't know how.
Yeah, like part of the reason why I was less interested in PC gaming is because I spend my life in front of a computer anyway. And so switching to PlayStation, where I recline on a sofa and the screen is a little bit further away, feels like a different experience than continuing to be at a keyboard and mouse, just switching from the Pro Display XDR to like a 240 hertz gaming monitor or something.
Interesting. I think I feel like I still have that feeling because I'm using a controller.
Okay. So you feel like sitting away from the screen versus next to this, it's the controller that makes the difference.
And obviously I have 2 different setups. I have my work setup and I have my gaming setup.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not just turning, I'm literally moving across the room to start playing games.
So you're in a different kind of mode.
Yeah, I literally switch off and I turn my computer off.
Oh.
I turn my Pro Display XDR off. You don't even see anything on the screen.
You know what we should do? When I move to London, we should make me a gaming setup on the desk, and then I don't have a work setup at home, so that if I'm working, I'm like at the office. And when I come home, the only setup I have is like a gaming setup. And if I have my laptop if I absolutely have to crank up something. How does that sound?
I mean, we could do that. But what are you going to do with your Pro Display XDR?
It'll be in the office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we're getting an office as well, so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Or just leave it here for now, because I really don't need it.
Yeah. We could do that.
Sick. Do you do custom build PCs and stuff?
I built all of my PCs,
Oh, dude. I really want to build a custom build PC that looks like sick.
It's very fun.
White and blue aesthetic,
Okay.
My kind of vibe.
It's very fun. I can help you choose the parts.
Glorious.
Because I can easily figure out which parts work with what.
I was going to do it earlier this year, but then the NVIDIA, whatever, 3820, whatever that was out of stock everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what, let's just go pre-built Alienware.
I've still been looking for one and I can't get one. It's ridiculous. It is easier to get one pre-built. I think it's more fun building your own.
I'd love to do like a video and just sort of have that project of like building my own, maybe water cooling or whatever the hell people use these days. have like some nice blue and white lights in the thing, have some like purple in the background.
You're just going to see me disgusted with everything that you choose. But I'm just going to have to accept it. I'll be like, this isn't for me, this is for Ali.
I've got my mood board on Instagram for like desk setups. I think white, blue, and green in terms of plants. I think basically Scandinavian chic minimalist, but gaming setup. That's the vibe I want to go for.
I think maybe that's what I can come in and do. I can take in like, because obviously my style is very grey and it's like dark. But maybe what I can come and do is take the styles that you have and make something out of it. Like actually make it something that, you know, is just smart looking.
Yeah.
Or like good looking.
Sick. That's a dream. I can ask Fully to send another desk over. Oh, that's just so big and heavy and bulky. I
asked Fully for a desk. And they're like, no.
Why?
They're just like, no to me. I was like, okay, fine.
When did you ask them?
Literally 2 weeks ago.
Oh. I'll make a call.
It's too late now because I've already set up my desk at the office.
Yeah. You could go with the competitor like Ogun Office or whatever.
Ogun Office are amazing. I've got one of their desks at home.
Oh, I've heard good things about them.
The walnut desk they gave me, it's beautiful.
For the record, Fully is also great. They've given me lots of free desks in the past too.
Oh wait, we can't include that though, don't we?
We can.
I don't know if we can include me taking the piss out of Fully.
It's totally fine. It's on the main channel rather than the second channel. It's not in the contract.
No, because then it looks like, I'm begging a company to send me products.
Of course. Isn't that all YouTubers do?
No. I literally never ask companies for products.
Oh. I mean, I don't either, but...
Exactly. I wait for them to come to me.
Yeah. You've got the power in the relationship.
That's the whole point.
All right, on that note, we've finished our food. Good sesh. Thanks for coming on Mealtime Mondays. Link in the video description to Oliur's channel.
Yes, please subscribe.
Also, we've done a podcast together, so...
Oh yeah.
That'll be linked in the video description as well, which is a long conversation where we talk about your journey through building like $1 million business and how you find fulfillment in work and in life and how you got cancer and how that changed you.
Okay.
I say, you should listen to it.
It just makes me laugh how we talk about these serious things. Yeah. It's like, how you got cancer. Yeah. But we talk about all that sort of stuff.
It's all good. Yeah. So link to all of that stuff in the video description and thanks for watching. See you later.
Thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye-bye.